Okay, starting recording now. We are live. This is, what is this? The Hobby Talk? The Hobby Talk podcast with Mike Duquesne and David Scrivener. We've made it to episode 3, right? I think it's 3,
Point
right?
two,
2,
3.2,
2.2,
3.2.
3.2, 2.35. Somewhere, somewhere
No, this
between
is episode 3, take 2.
episode 3, take 2. That's right. We did try episode 3 the other day and had some technical difficulties. And by technical difficulties, I mean I forgot to hit record. So yeah, episode 3, take 2. So David, how are you doing today? This is what is it, January 17th, the day before Martin Luther King Day. Do you get Martin Luther King Day off work?
I do.
Oh, nice. That's very good. I do as well. It's a busy time of year for me, and I think it is for you as well, work-wise. So I almost feel guilty taking it off, but I can't really pass up a holiday. So I'm gonna try to stay off my laptop tomorrow and enjoy off. How about yourself? Same.
Yep. Taking it easy.
Sounds good. It was really cold this weekend down here in Georgia. I don't know if you saw this, but I was out, I think it was Saturday morning, and saw a couple of snowflakes.
Yeah, it was snowing, and so we went for a bike ride.
Nice. You know what's crazy is there's a bike park right across from our neighborhood, and I drove past it, and there's quite a few people there. So I guess a lot of people had the same idea you did. Um, I was actually thinking about going to that park and just hiking, but couldn't really fit it in our schedule today. But maybe tomorrow, try to do that. How's the biking going? You still keeping that up pretty regularly?
Yeah, I mean, we try to get out there every now and then. And we got a new bike, so
Oh,
for
nice. What for
Christmas.
Christmas?
Yeah, so had to get out there and try it. It was really cold. We were like,
Freezing.
yeah, it's
Uh,
crazy.
did you
Like,
go to your favorite park? Is that where you went?
went out to Cedartown.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good
Yep.
thing to do. I felt guilty. I haven't really exercised at all this year. It's usually kind of hard the first couple months. I feel like I'm always so busy with work, but I gotta force myself to actually get out of the house every once in a while. So I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow though. So I'm gonna you might catch me looking down every once in a while. I guess if you're listening to the podcast, you won't catch me, but I've got my phone next to me. I'm marginally interested in the NFL playoffs, which is still going on right now as we're talking. The fourth game of the 4 games this weekend is finishing up right now. It looks like Tampa Bay might have just wrapped it up and upset New Orleans Saints. So um, that's something, right? The NFL playoffs. So the college football wrapped up. So now it's basically NFL football finishing their playoffs. And I think hockey might have started up this past week. I don't really follow hockey, but I think I read that somewhere. And NBA, which I also don't follow, they've been playing for a couple weeks. So I'm basically waiting for baseball to start up, spring training, which is still 6 weeks away or so. I don't know. I should start a countdown, but I think it's at
Are
least
they doing that normal?
as far as I know,
Or
it's
are they
still
like,
normal. I haven't heard anything differently, but I haven't heard one way or the other. So I think they're probably
yeah,
waiting
I'd be
until
interested to see what they do.
yeah. I think they're waiting
I
until the
mean,
last minute.
now, like, are they going to be able to get like vaccines before they play?
I mean, I haven't read any. I really haven't
I
read
wonder
any
because, like,
discussion about how the baseball season is going to happen for 2021. I know that I
I mean,
follow
by
the
March,
Cubs.
April.
I follow the Cubs. I follow Ian Happ specifically. He's one of their better players, and he has a podcast. It's a really good podcast I listen to. But I know that he mentions maybe on his Instagram or one of his social media accounts that he's hoping to have a full season. So, and he's a player rep, so each team has a player rep, like a union representative, I guess. So he's a player rep for the Cubs. I don't know if that means that what he says is necessarily gonna be what's gonna happen or not, but he does have some pull as far as how the players feel. I think a lot of the players want to have a full season if possible. So obviously there's gonna get games that get canceled. I mean, that's just gonna be part of it until this, COVID thing goes away or we have vaccination and everybody feels really comfortable about it. But I'm hoping that the plan is full schedule. We'll have a couple of games that get canceled. So I'm sure they won't get a full 162 games in, but hopefully the goal is to get as close to that as possible. So
they're about a million doses of vaccine a day now.
That sounds like a lot. I mean, I don't know.
I've been tracking it. It's over 14 million doses already administered.
Well, that's good. I know
So
my brother-in-law
by
is
March, April, I'm thinking, hopefully by baseball season, it'll get trickled down. Because obviously they're starting with like the highest risk first,
yeah.
frontliners.
Yeah, I know my father-in-law
My
is
parents are
signed
able
up.
to get it.
Were your parents able to get get the vaccination yet, or are they on?
I haven't checked in with them, but I know like over 65 is allowed to get it, so
Yeah.
they should be getting it soon.
Yeah, I know Shelly's dad's. He's scheduled to get the vaccination in early February. He said it was a challenge to get scheduled, but he was finally able to get. I can't remember who he called to get it set up, but sounded like it was kind of a hassle, but he was able to get an appointment. So yeah, I mean, hopefully the vaccines will come in. I mean, even if the vaccines are going strong, I don't know if that means that everything will be back to normal. I don't think it will be. I think even
I don't
Dr.
think
Fauci
anything's
said
going to be normal, but hopefully we'll be going back in the right direction.
Right, exactly. So I mean, honestly, sports did pretty well considering the fact that it looked like last year, 2020, sports might not even happen at all. Most of the big sports leagues were able to get their seasons in, modified for the most part. NFL pretty much had a regular season actually. They're going through the playoffs now, so they almost got through it without, I wouldn't say no issues, but very minimal issues. So I'm hoping that baseball will be okay. So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. I mean, was obviously the major story in 2020 and still hanging around in 2021, but hopefully that'll be less and less of a story as we get more of these vaccines and everything. So what else are you doing on you got the bike rides going on got any other hobbies that you're able to squeeze in, or are you just basically trying to survive the month of January?
Yeah, we're just surviving. New puppy.
That's
Got
right,
the new puppy, and that's she's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean the puppies are the toughest from what I hear. I haven't really had a dog, but I've seen dogs. I've seen people who own dogs, and it seems like the puppies are a little bit of a challenge at wild and trying to learn how to take care of themselves. And yeah, I can hear you there on that.
So we need to start a tradition on our podcast. I got the jam out again.
Nice. Yeah, so
we're gonna try
tell
a
us
new.
about this jam. What is
we
this?
are gonna try a new tradition here on the podcast. We're gonna try a new snack each time. And this today I got Maple Meadows carrot cake jam from Tip City, Ohio. Unfortunately, we can't get the initial reaction to what it tastes like because we already caught that live and failed to record it in our first attempt at the episode. But you don't know whether it's good or not. So what it is, it's actually it's jam. Put it on some Ritz crackers, and it is carrot cake flavor. Would you think it's good or no?
I mean, I'm not
Since
sure.
you already know. You already know.
I do. I know what you think about it. I'm typically not a carrot cake. Like I don't know if I've even had carrot cake before. Maybe once in my life. I like carrots and I'm okay with cake. So I think it's probably okay.
I
I'll
don't
give it a
like
try.
Ritz crackers, but I do like carrot cake.
Okay.
So, and it's good.
And it is good. And I checked with you in episode 3.0, take one, that you would we confirmed that you wouldn't say it's good just because it came from your sister, right? Like your sister gave it to you. You were going to be honest with us, and if it wasn't good, you were perfectly
Yeah.
fine with telling.
If you're listening, watching, Sharon, thanks for the jam that you clearly didn't want. We're going to make this a tradition. I think you're going to have to get something, Mike. You're going to have to get a snack each time.
Yeah, when you were talking about the new tradition, I was like,
it's going to be each time you're going to have something.
I better figure out what I'm going to have for a snack. I just finished up a snack. I was eating popcorn, so maybe that'll be my snack for next time. I've got some really good popcorn kernels that my mom and dad gave me for Christmas. So maybe that can be a snack for next time.
A little bit more unique than just straight up popcorn.
This is not just straight up popcorn though. This is a little bit. This is a little. Yeah, it's a little bit special. So, but I mean, if you have something else you want to deliver to me, I'll take orders.
Might have to track down that. See if William got rid of his coffee flavored jam.
Mm. Yeah,
that coffee flavored.
That sounds interesting. Coffee flavored jam. I'm not really sure about that.
I mean, I picked the carrot cake out of those two.
Yeah, I think you were right on that. I mean, I love coffee, but I don't know about coffee jam. We'll see. Maybe I can get my hands on that. By the way, the game just ended. Tampa Bay officially won, so that wraps up this wild card weekend. I think they still call it wild card weekend. So
that's NFL.
Yeah, NFL. Yeah, like I said, I'm a casual
NFL.
fan.
Speaking of NFL, you like the Panthers?
I got a quick Panthers story, if you don't mind. I got a minute story on the Panthers. Okay. You know, the Panthers and the Jaguars of Jacksonville were a relatively new teams. So they came into existence, I believe it was 1997. It was in the 90s when they were expansion teams. They came in together into the league, and I'm pretty sure that I was in elementary school at that time. It was maybe middle school or elementary. I think it was elementary school, though. I have to do the math on that. But so me and some of my brothers were really excited about it. Like, it was a really exciting thing, like having new teams. And so I know either me and I think maybe Steve, my brother Steve, got these awesome coats for Christmas. I think it was Christmas. We got these awesome coats. They're like big and fluffy with the team logos and everything. And I can't remember if I got the Jaguars or the Panthers, but I think it was the Panthers. And I went to it was like an elementary school basketball game or something. And I had left my coat in the stands and lost it. Bummer. It was a major bummer. Yeah. So that was actually, when you bring up the Panthers, that's all I can really think about is when I lost my coat in elementary school. But I heard that there was some kind of news related to one of the football players, though.
Yeah. Russell.
For the record, the Panthers did not make the playoffs this year. They're not a good team. But okay, good. Proceed.
Watch this. Look fancy. Can you see that?
Holy cow! Whoa! Look at that. We got a
screen sharing. Here. This is high tech.
Okay, so this is the guy, huh? First NFL player.
Yep. So Russell Okung becomes,
who are listening.
Russell Okung of the Panthers becomes first NFL player to be paid in Bitcoin. Now, this is an old story from December. Feels like years ago, but it was actually last year. So he wanted to be paid in Bitcoin. So he is getting paid 50% of his $13 million a year salary in Bitcoin. So 50% of 13 millions.
That's
That's
pretty interesting.
$6.5 million in Bitcoin every year, which is pretty crazy. Of course, I am big into Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
This story is actually from CoinDesk, so you got the little stock tickers up here.
I see that. Yeah, so you're big.
Bitcoin,
You actually
Ethereum.
mine. You actually mine cryptocurrency, right, at
I
your
do
house?
mine some Ethereum and mostly convert it into Bitcoin. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. This is definitely like talking about Bitcoin going mainstream here. I mean, it's like you've got major companies putting it on their balance sheet. You've got NFL players wanting to get paid in Bitcoin. So definitely going to be an exciting year for cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin,
Yeah, that
Ethereum,
is
most likely.
definitely interesting news. I wonder how does that article go into any comments from the player? Like, does he talk about why he decided he wanted to do that? He just like thinks it's gonna
Um,
discount the value. He's an investor or what?
I mean, let's see. No, it doesn't really go into a lot of his comments. He just said
Yeah.
like the only comment they have is "pay me in Bitcoin." But
Yeah.
I
Hey
mean,
man,
if you've got $13 million a year, I think you could sacrifice. Well, shoot, I could sacrifice about almost 13 million of that every year into whatever investment.
hopefully that you do hear these stories of players making millions and millions of dollars in their career and then going bankrupt. So hopefully
Yeah,
that
I
won't
mean, I
happen
think
to
this
this
is
guy.
yeah, this guy's he's playing it smart. Invest 50% of whatever he makes. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good
we'll
idea.
see. I mean, you'll
Hopefully
have to
he'll turn
keep us
out good.
update. You have to keep us updated on how Bitcoin's going. Obviously, last year it exploded last year, and it seems like it's still doing pretty well this year to start off this year. So definitely keep us up to date on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency and all that stuff. I know you keep a close eye on that. So I wish I would have been able to jump in when you recommended it like several months ago, but
There's
like I
still
told you,
time.
I don't really do a lot of investing outside of my 401k, my work 401k. So, and they kind
Yeah,
of restrict that for us, unfortunately.
yeah. I'm really surprised that they don't allow the GBTC. Uh, because that's
Yeah.
like an EFT there. That's like really, basically, it's just like you can get some exposure to Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin.
Yeah,
So stock
exactly.
ticker,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's what
actually
I was
checked it on
told.
mine. They don't allow it on mine either. So
Yeah.
I had to
Well,
buy
maybe
Tesla instead.
maybe once it becomes more mainstream, they'll open that up. I didn't really
Yeah,
look to see.
there's talks actually. Somebody's trying to get an EFT approved. So,
Okay. Yeah, I
but
mean, I guess
the 401ks they're just so slow.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I hear you. So I reached out to you the other week, and I kind of let you know I'm trying to get you back into the baseball card hobby.
Trying to swindle me
So
in.
I'm gonna try to rope you in. So here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna loan you a box of 2021 Top Series One. So
Mhm.
I put that on
We'll
pre-order.
do that. We'll do that. I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
So this is supposed scheduled to release on February 10th. So I've never actually bought pre-ordered cards before, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work. But I pre-ordered back in November of last year 2 boxes of cards. I pre-ordered a 2021 Bowman retail box and a 2021 Series 1 hobby box. This will be the first hobby box I've ever bought in my life. Of course, I collected when I was a kid. Didn't really have a lot of money, so the only cards that I would get would be like when I went to the grocery store with my mom, and we would get like the 99-cent packs. That's probably why I didn't get a lot of huge hits when I was a kid, as because there's not a lot of great cards typically in those retail stores when you just grab loose packs of cards. But it was always fun, I mean, as a kid. But now I have a little bit more money that I could spend, so I'm going to try a hobby box. And so I also pre-ordered a blaster box that, like I said, I was going to loan to you, and I'm going to have you open it up with me while I open up my hobby box, and we're going to kind of compare and see what cards we get and see which one comes out on top, has a better card. So, like I said, I don't want to force you to do it, so I'm going to loan it to you. You can open the cards, and if you decide you're like, nah, I don't want to get back into it, you can just send me the cards back. But if you're cool with it, you can pay me back, whatever. And hopefully that'll get you the itch back, and you'll be like, I want to buy some more cards. So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, that'll be in February, hopefully around February 10th. But I don't know when it'll get shipped and delivered. It might be the next week or whatever. I'm not in a rush necessarily to get them. I've been working on logging my cards. Did you know that?
I saw you were getting them all organized, and how many did you get back from like PSA? Did you get any back?
Goodness gracious, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so I submitted to PSA 6 cards, and this was back in September of 2020. September, I think it was 26th. I submitted 6 cards. I put them in these card saver sleeves and mailed them to PSA, which is out in California. And basically what they do is they look at the cards, they'll grade them, so they'll see what kind of condition they're in, and hopefully it will be great, pristine condition, and I'll get all PSA 10s, which is unlikely. 10 is the greatest condition, basically. Those would bring back the highest values. The cards that I selected were kind of a mixture of cards that I would like to keep in my collection and cards that I could potentially see myself selling if they rise in value. And I don't necessarily particularly collect some of the players that I submitted, but I think that they could bring back some decent value. So kind of did a mixture of some that I want to keep and some that I think I might want to sell. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's still in the queue with hundreds and thousands of cards that people are submitting. Last year just blew up with the COVID. People got back into the card hobby, and people started submitting because they were seeing the prices like skyrocket. So everybody was trying to get their cards graded. So that's kind of where we're sitting there. So I was kind of hoping that I could get it by Christmas. Obviously, we're past that date. Maybe now I should set it for the 4th of July. Hopefully by then I can get it. It's pretty crazy.
Well, if not Christmas, hopefully by 4th of July.
Maybe I will get it
sliding fast. Maybe, which year? July 4th of which year? I was going to
say maybe I will get it by Christmas 2021. So.
Okay, 2021 now. Okay.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited for you getting back into the hobby. You're officially back in, right?
Potentially participating in a possible. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get you into the cards, and then I'm gonna try to get you back into following baseball. So I mean, I know it's a big challenge.
I feel like I would need to follow baseball in order to be into the cards.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of.
I don't think it's. I don't think I would care much about the cards without caring about the actual baseball.
Yeah, I agree. So that's why we're gonna merge it this year. 2021 is gonna be the year where you get back into baseball. So we'll see. Okay. It's either gonna work or it's not.
I mean, honestly, like I just kind of lost. I kind of lost my desire to watch it after Bobby Cox left. That was basically the end of it for me.
Yeah, well,
and that's been a while. Maybe. What was that, like 4 or 5 years? 5 years?
It's been longer than that.
Since then,
at least.
Decade? No.
It's been at least a decade. I mean, Bobby Cox, he managed when he was pretty old, but I mean, I think that was still several years ago.
I don't know.
But you're going to start watching a couple of the games, and you'll see some of the players on the team. They're an exciting team. I think you'll get back in. And we're talking about the Braves here, but I follow the Cubs as well, but we'll see. Just give it a try. Open mind.
All right. Well, this was keeping it short, this second attempt at this episode.
That's true. And now,
do you have anything else you need to squeeze in there?
Are we sure that it's recording right now? Like, are we sure this?
It says recording.
Happened? It is recording. Okay,
that's good. It's recording. If it's not recording, maybe this should be the end.
I feel like we need to wrap it up. But if anything needs to be, this is the jelly episode, right?
Jam.
Can we agree that this is the jelly episode?
Jam.
Oh, dadgummit. How did I mess that up? It's the carrot cake jam episode.
Carrot cake jam.
There we go. And so I've got to find a snack for next episode.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So I have my homework assignment.
So is that that's the episode?
That's it. That's episode 3, take 2 of the Hobby Talk podcast. This has been Mike Duquesne with David Scribner. Thanks for watching and listening. Take care, guys.